Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori and I'm here today to do my update for my rolling project tin pan and my Pan That palette. This is actually going to be a 2-month update. I filmed an October update, but I ended up not editing it. October was just a really busy month. My father had surgery, he had back surgery, and he did really well. First week post-op was awful though, for him, for us, for everything involved. He had those post-op hiccups that lasted 4 days where pretty much if he was awake, he was hiccuping. And with every hiccup was back pain. So bless his heart. And he was just very weak. And I pulled the night shift, Mom pulled the day shift. And we made it, we got him through. So anyway, got a 2-month update and it's gonna be a good one. I have 4 empties or goal met for this update. So that's where we're gonna get started. The first item should be no surprise. I finished my primer. This was the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer with 4% niacinamide. And I cut it open and got every bit of it out. I didn't enjoy this primer as much as I enjoyed the original Power Grip Primer. I think it actually worked better at prolonging my makeup. But I'm glad I tried both of them, but I would recommend the original one. I also kind of want to try the Milk makeup one, the one that it is a dupe for, to see how well it works compared to that one. But I won't be repurchasing this, but I'm glad I finished it. The second item was actually something that wasn't even in my makeup inventory because it was sample products. I had this little sample that I received from Sephora last year. It's of the Kaja Whipped Dream cream blushes. And there were 4 of them. This is the colors. I spent about a week on each one and I finished them. They're all done. And I really liked the consistency. I liked the way it looked. It was beautiful. The only problem was it didn't have sustainability. It just did not last. And for that reason, I would not buy it nor recommend it, which was a shame because I really enjoyed the samples. I had also one other cream, or actually it was a liquid blush, and it was for NARS. It was their liquid blush in Orgasm. And what I learned from this was 2 things. 1, the color Orgasm looks terrible on me. And 2, I'm not a big fan of a liquid blush. It would end up inevitably all the way from my under eyes to my chin. So didn't matter how little I used, it just seemed to go everywhere. So glad to get to learn that and to know that I won't ever need to buy anything in the shade Orgasm. Okay. The third item is an item finished, and it was my loose powder. This is by Beauty Bakery. It's one of the flower powders in the shade Oat. And when I brought it in, I was right at the bottom of where it said Oat, at that line. And if you had seen my October update, I was already down to here. So I managed to finish it off. I finished this actually on Halloween. And it is, if I can get the little stopper out, it is completely gone. It was a good product, but I don't think I will repurchase it. I have ordered the Makeup by Mario powder, loose powder, and I'm hoping it gets delivered from Sephora later today. I'm looking forward to having it. My 4th item was actually a gold met. This is by Revlon. And it is their Color Stay Cream Eyeshadow in the shade Praline. And I only had the goal of using this 50 times this year. This is what it currently, hold on. This is what it looks like after 50 uses. And I just finished the 50th use Saturday. So it is gold met. So with 4 items out, that means I have 6 items that I need to update you on. The first item is a bit frustrating, and I'm talking about my little clamshell sample of my Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in Captivating. This is said to have 1 gram of product in it. I weighed it at the beginning of the year and it weighed 10 grams even. I even found where I had weighed it in November of 2023 and it was 10.06 grams. So I didn't realize I had already used a little bit of it up in 2023. But as of September, it weighed 9.20 grams. So I thought I only had 0.2 grams left. In October, it weighed 9 grams even. It now weighs 8.69 grams. I have used 1.31 grams over the course of the year, and I still have that much left. Very frustrating. I expected to have been done with this product by now. I'm guessing there's really 1.5 grams left in this. Now, when I did repress it, I sadly forgot to weigh it outside of the packaging so I would know what the net weight is. But I'm expecting I probably have a month left. There's 6 weeks left in the year. I definitely will be finishing it by then, even if I am wearing it as an eyeshadow the whole time. And when I get to my eyeshadows, I will tell you what I am doing with this already. But that is the first of the 6 products that are rolling over. Product number 2 is by NYX. It is my color correcting and concealing palette. My packaging is broken, and I now have pan in all 6 shades. As of the last update in September, I only had pan on the peach shade, shade number 4, but now all 6 have pans in them. I just actually hit pan on the green and the dark brown on Sunday. Yeah, and today is Tuesday. So I've only been able to use those a couple extra days to widen the pan. This will be a lot more fun to track now that it has 6 pans, so we'll get to see the pan expansion. But I have used up, over the last 2 months, 0.98 grams, and I have used up 2.7 grams in total so far this year. The third product is my Juvia's Place Matte Velveting Lipstick in #2020. I brought this in September with the goal of 1 gram of use over the course of the year. So I have managed to use this. Over the past 2 months, I have used 0.33 grams. So I now have 0.7 grams used, and I have 0.3 grams to go. So I don't think I'll have any trouble finishing that by the end of the year. And I definitely need to finish it by the end of the year because this is going to be in my Beauty A to Z for 2025. I'm already using this not only as a lipstick, but as a cream blush as well. So I shouldn't have any trouble getting that last little bit finished. The next item is another lipstick, but this is my favorite. This is one of the slim lipsticks by MAC. It's in the shade Sweet Cinnamon. I unfortunately lost this or misplaced it in the month of October. And I delayed filming my video because I was waiting to see if I could find it, and I did. It turns out it was in my makeup bag. It was shoved over to the corner and I didn't see it. But this is how much I have left. Now, I haven't used as much of this. I've only used 0.30 grams over the course of the last 2 months. And in total, I have used up 0.41 and I have 0.59 grams still to go. But I'm savoring this. It's not going to bother me one bit if I'm not able to complete this goal by the end of the year and it goes well into 2025. I love this product and I will repurchase it when I finish it. Okay, product number 5 is another cream eyeshadow. This is by IT Cosmetics. It is their Superhero No Tug Shadow Stick, and it's in the shade Silk Armor. This is how much I have left, and the goal is 50 uses over the course of the year. Now, when I brought this in, I only had 16 uses, and I haven't used it very much. I've only used it 13 times over the last 2 months. So I have a total of 29 in total, which means I have 21 more uses. But now that I have finished the Revlon Praline, this is the only cream shadow I have left to work on. So I'm not gonna have any trouble getting those last 21 uses in. Okay, product number 6, the last one, is my NYX Thick It Stick It Brow. It calls it a brow mascara. When I brought this in September, I told you I didn't really care for it, and it's still not my favorite, but I found a way to make it work better. What I do is I have my primer on before I put on my foundation is when I put this in my brows. I don't wait until after I've done my pomade to use it. I use it before. And that way I can clean up the mess before I put on my foundation. But I have used this 0.63 grams over the last 2 months, and I have used 1.93 grams so far this year. There is not a lot left. I've probably used most of it. I hope I can finish it by the end of the year, but it's probably going to be January. But I'll be glad when it's gone, and I will not be repurchasing. Okay, so those are the 6 items that continue over. Now I can show you the 4 new items I'm bringing in. The first one is actually a sample of a primer that came in a gift with purchase container in August. It's by Estee Lauder. It is the Futurist Aqua Brilliance Watery Glow Primer. It is a little too glowy for me, and it's heavily fragranced. So I only use a pea-size amount. I mix it with my other primer that I'm currently using, and that's how I use it. So this is not something that I'm going to be finished with in a month. I think I can finish it by the end of the year, though. I've got 6 weeks left, so I'm hoping I can do it. But the goal, obviously, is to finish. The next product is my oldest foundation, and it happens to be my favorite. It's by IT Cosmetics. It's the CC Plus SPF 50, and I use the shade Light. This is the original one that they came out with, and I love it. I am not necessarily putting this in because I want to hurry up and get it done. I just want to really savor it. I'm kind of curious to see how long it's going to last. But I think I'm probably about halfway through it. But I'm going to bring it in with the goal to finish. I don't think I can finish it this year. In fact, I know this will probably go well into January, maybe even February before it's done. Product number 3 is something I'm not crazy about, and it's a bit of a gimme product, but I just want to get it out. It's by Burt's Bees, and it's their tinted lip balm in the shade Rose. The day I bought this, I watched a video by Hannah Louise Poston, where she was telling what her favorite drugstore and high-end tinted lip balms were. And this was the drugstore. And I was wanting to buy a drugstore lip balm. I was going to buy a Carmex, but instead I decided to buy this. And that's all I have left. I've been heavily using this, but it is not nourishing to my lips. And because of the color, it ends up all outside of my lip line. So it's something I just wear at home. People would make fun of me if I wore this out. So I just want to use it up. Like I said, not a big fan of it. And hopefully it will be done by my next update. And then my last product, my 4th product that I'm bringing in, is a fragrance. But I'm not bringing it in to finish, and I'm not bringing it in for a usage goal. I'm bringing it in for a season. What I'm talking about is an old fragrance called Sung by Alfred Sung. This was my signature fragrance back in the 90s. This was a wonderful, it's a floral, but it's not I'm not good at describing fragrances. This smells so good with my body chemistry, and not a lot of fragrances do, but this, I loved it. And a few years ago, I watched a video by Marlene Estelle where she was showing her fragrance collection, and she kept everything in her master closet in the dark. And she was saying that's how you want to store fragrances, where there's not temperature changes, it stays in the dark, and they will last years and years. And I think I had watched another video, I can't remember who it was by, but they were using up perfumes that were like 20 years old and they still smelled good. And it was also because they kept them in the dark in a closet. And so I decided, well, maybe I could buy another one of these. So I did. And I will say I still love it, but I've kind of grown out of it. So I want to just hurry up and use this one while it's still good. I bought this one off of Amazon, so there is no telling how old this bottle was from the manufacture date, because this is a scent that was discontinued probably about 10 years ago. But I still like it. But I like it best in the cold weather months. So I am bringing this in to track through winter. When we get to spring, I'll roll it out and I'll roll something else in. But as of right now, you can see how much I have in here. I'm thinking I have just slightly more than half of the product. So I will mark it and I will weigh it, and we will enjoy it, or I will enjoy it over the cold winter months. All right, now we're going to transition to, if I can reach it, to Pan That Palette. And I always like to say, I got the idea to combo the two projects together by Erin Taylor here on YouTube. And I like doing them, I like doing them together because I'm a very slow panner when it comes to eyeshadows. I'm very light-handed. So let me show you what I'm working on. I'm working on the last shades that are in this little magnetic palette, and they come from my Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette. I had 4 shades left at the end of September, and this is what my palette looks like now. So huge changes. First of all, I finished Noir. That was the first shadow that I finished out of this in September. At the last update, it weighed the same weight as an empty pan. I just had a little bit left on the side. It took about a week, but I finished a black eyeshadow, which is a pretty impressive feat. Then I finished Rustic. Rustic was the shade that I was using in my my crease. I was combining it with a shade out of my other palette, my Juvia's Place, which I'll show you that one here in a minute, to lighten it up and create the best crease shade. But it didn't take long. I managed to finish. In fact, I finished it on Halloween. So it just sneaked into my October empties, which will be my next video. But it means I only have 2 shadows left, and I don't have a lot of them. This is Mulberry. Mulberry is a shade that I have used 0.12 grams over the last 2 months, and it currently weighs 1.54 grams. So it is only 1/100th of a gram more than in the empty pan. So I don't think I'm gonna have any trouble finishing it off probably this month. I'm hoping I can come back next month and have this completely empty. The next shade, the 4th one, is Sienna. It also weighs 1.54 grams, and I used up 0.11 gram over the last 2 months. So what I'm currently doing, or what I was doing, is I was using Rustic combined with another shade in my crease, and I was using the combo of these two in my outer quarter, and I still am, to deepen. And I was using Noir, to set my eyeliner. And I was just putting something else on the lid, usually this shade. And it made for a pretty look. One of the things about these palettes from these shadows from ABH that I've noticed, I bought them Black Friday 2019. So they are about to be 5 years old from when I purchased them. They are still just as pigmented and look just as good. They have lasted for 5 years, and I've been very impressed with the ABH formula that they're still doing as good 5 years later. So, but I'm ready to be done with them. So, last two shades left out of that palette. The other palette is my Juvia's Place The Nudes. And this is just my secondary palette that I'm using. This is what it currently looks like. Now, as a reminder, I finished shade number 2. These don't have names, they're just numbered. I finished shade number 2 already, and I have the other 5 to go. It probably doesn't look that much different because I honestly haven't used it that much over the last 2 months. I did re-hit pan in the middle of the shade number 1, and I think I may show a little bit of visual progress in shade number 5. But other than that, it really doesn't look that much different. I have used, in the month of October, 0.31 grams, and in November I have used 0.30 grams. So about the same amount of usage. But this particular kind of peachy shade, this is the shade that I was mixing with Noir to create my crease shade. Since, for about the last month, instead of using it, I have been using Captivating, my blush. And I think I probably will continue to until this is finished. But I'm now using shade number 6 mixed with either this or this in my crease as my crease shade. And it's working out well because I've always said this is a bit of a dud shade, but it does work well mixed with the other shades. So this is getting a little bit more usage, but I'm quite pleased with what I have managed to do this year. So next month I will show you what I'm planning on doing for Pan That Palette for the year of 2025. I'll be able to show you that next month. But that is my update for my Rolling Project Tin Pan and Pan That Palette for October and November 2024. I hope you have enjoyed. I hope that you will subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Tell me hello. Tell me how your painting projects are going, if you're doing well or not. What are you trying to finish out in these last few weeks of the year? The next video that I will be filming is going to be my empties and purchases video and Net 100 challenge for September and October. It's going to be a 2-month update, and it'll be a good one. So have a great day. Bye-bye.